I got several texts yesterday. Feedback number 1, the bathroom fan, definitely for number 2s. Another friend was like, why are you talking about candles? We need to get you on Cincy. Let's talk. I'm like, oh, man, now I'm going to have to listen. Now I'm going to have to buy things. But it does make sense. You can't burn down your whole house. So
Cincy is some kind of air freshener, I assume?
It's like instead of candles, it's like a wax. You melt it for the smell, like the wax melts. I'm trying to think of, instead of having a lit candle, you've got it plugged in. And
Right.
So, yeah. Because I think I said something about candles. So it was just kind of funny that's like I was used to just talking my merry little way. It's like, oh, no, now I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, that's great.
You get way more feedback than I do. So,
well, what, through the Facebook page, people that are angry with us? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. You're on the fast track.
Uh-huh. It's great. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired today.
I almost texted you last night, and it was like 9:55.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nope, not going to.
Yeah, I was asleep. Well, I no longer wear my watch while I sleep, so that helps.
You no longer wear your watches, or just watch?
Well, yeah, so I no longer wear either one while I sleep.
Did you catch that little...
Yes. Because I used to wear that...
It was a big step for you. I'm sorry. I should not mock you.
Yeah,
it was a big
Kate.
step.
This show is mostly about how I'm evolving, slowly.
I need the data.
And about cooking. Yeah, my... It's that noise, Kate. It's that particular one.
That was kind of a bite my lip, a little laugh.
That one is the noise I'm used to hearing where you're especially pleased with yourself.
A little bit.
Right. So I stopped wearing the Garmin, whatever the hell it's called. Vivo Smart HR or something like that.
Okay.
I was using that as my dedicated sleep tracker, the Garmin one. And then I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to wear these wrist things while I sleep. And I was like, I'm sleeping good enough on a regular basis.
Wait, did you call your watch your wrist things?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I don't need these wrist things.
Right. And I used to wear the Apple Watch while I slept, but the battery's gotten too diminished. Its capacity is down.
Okay.
After all these years, because it's like 4 years old or something. And so it's very difficult for me to keep it topped off. And so now I got naked wrists when I sleep, Kate. Don't want to get the listeners too hot and bothered, but
Too hot and bothered.
Oh, bare wrists. That's hot.
I just charged my watch last night. Forgot that I left my watch on the charger, and I rolled over in the middle of the night, and I wanted to see what time it was because I didn't want to turn over to look at the clock. And I was like, you're not wearing a watch. So then I had to roll over.
Uh-huh.
I don't always wear... Okay, I normally wear my watch to sleep. But mine's not... I don't have the Garmin Fufu or the Apple Watch. I just have a Fitbit.
That is what they should have called it. It would have been easier for me to remember the name.
The Garmin Fufu.
So this is all to say that I'm not wearing the Apple Watch when I sleep, where I get notifications when I get text messages. Because that would have probably woken me up if you had texted me at what time? 10 till 10?
10 till 10, yeah.
Yeah, man. Every once in a while I'm up that late, but if it is, it's not good news, probably.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It means I'm headed for a rough night of sleep. So that's actually a pretty nice development since I stopped wearing the watch to bed, is I don't get the old buzzed wrist. And I know you can turn on Do Not Disturb when you go to sleep or set it to do it at certain hours, but...
yeah, Mr. Notifications. I'm surprised you don't have that set up.
Mr. Notifications. That's right.
Mr. Filters.
I rein in my notifications.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I go to find something techie, instead of going to Google saying, how do I da-da-da, I really just need to say, Matt, how do I do this? So maybe you should think about doing some videos or what do they call them?
Like a tutorial
Seminars?
Or something?
Tutorial. I said seminar.
I should do seminars online on YouTube.
Matt, can you do some techie seminars for me? I'm hosting a seminar today, guys. It's called Watchy Things, Wrist Things.
Speaking of tech stuff, Kate, I spent $225 on more storage space.
Hey, big spender.
For 2 terabytes of hard drive. And that is some of the most boring stuff to buy.
Right.
So it's not fun. I can't play video games on it, for example.
Nope. It's a big chunk of change.
I could store video games on it, But that's not that thrilling. Ooh, look, space. It's just.
I mean,
one of those things.
So you're doing what you intended to do with it. You're just saying it's not fun.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a needed purchase, and it's a nice hard drive. I'm investing in one that's going to last me a long time, but
I hate needed purchases.
Oh yeah, like those tires. Those tires. Luckily, with that Corolla, I mean, that's one of the better things about buying a car like that is the tires. 4 tires for that were $499 after tax and installed. Whereas if it were a bigger truck or something, I would be paying a lot more than that. But yeah, once again, a boring purchase, especially when that's the same cost of a Xbox Series X, Kate.
Welcome to being a grown-up, right? Boring purchases.
Finally made
day.
It after all these years.
Have you seen those Geico commercials about turning into your parents?
No.
You don't watch cable. Never mind. They play it a lot during football games.
Well, I'll see like Chiefs games, which are on network TV.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's...
But I don't recall seeing that.
I don't watch cable except for like on the weekends when you're watching, sports and whatever. But there's Geico commercials where it's like Geico can't keep you from turning into your parents, but they can help you save on car insurance. And it's a guy who is training people probably younger than you and I are into not turning into our parents. And I think they're really clever commercials. I don't know why I brought that up.
Okay.
Boring purchases,
Thanks,
being a grown-up. Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Are you working for Geico on the sly? If you're making money from Geico, you got to disclaim that, by the way.
You have to disclaim it. No,
yeah.
I think you've got you're sleepy and I'm forgetful today.
I was going to say.
I was going to say I'm kind of forgetful all the time. But I'm feeling like, that's where I feel like your parents, like, what was I talking about? Why did I get there?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about my general disposition is that I'm kind of sleepy. People made comments about my eyes before.
That they're so dreamy?
Yeah, this girl I was seeing once told me I look like I had Precious Moments eyes.
Oh my gosh. Is that a compliment or is that... Ugh, you got those doll eyes.
I think she was into it, but I was kind of indifferent. I was like, oh, okay. Great.
You're like, I'll show you a precious moment.
Yeah. Wow, Kate. Dirty.
I just think precious moments is the least... I'm not going to say that that's something that would draw me into a date. So...
A blind date. Oh, tell me about him. Is he hot? He's got precious moment eyes. Oh, I got to see this guy.
Okay, so there's a guy that I was dating that I thought he had really pretty brown eyes. Like, really pretty. Like, they were just striking to me. And we weren't dating super long, but he met my mom and my brother. And and fast forward like a couple hours later, then I'm like, hey, what'd you think to my mom and my brother? And my mom was like, he seems nice. And my brother looks at me and is like, Mom just says that he has serial killer eyes. What? I'm like, hold on, back up. And then my mom was so mad that my brother told me, but I was like, he what? And then I can't unsee them. So we didn't date very long after that. And I wanted her to explain. She was, I don't know. He just looks like a guy who's like got people chained up in his basement. Like
he's got murder on his mind. That's all.
Right? Like
look.
And to take something that I thought was so attractive and to like spin it to so wrong. I'm like, yep, there's no recovering from that one. So I think precious moment eyes. How much longer did you guys date after that?
It wasn't a very long dating thing at all. It had nothing to do with that, though.
Are you sure?
Fairly sure.
Matt, it's not you. It's me. I just can't do the precious moment eyes.
Yeah.
I think of precious moment eyes when they talk about like puppy dog eyes. And I don't think that you have puppy dog eyes, but...
Thanks.
Yeah? You know what I'm talking about, puppy dog eyes?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't think you have precious moment eyes.
Okay. They do kind of turn down at the edges. I don't know. If I were to draw a caricature of myself, I feel like I could use commas for my eyes, but I don't know.
I would not go with precious moment eyes. I mean, some girls would probably like that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, he's got precious moment eyes to go with my front room filled with precious moments dolls.
I don't think she meant they look like cartoon-like. I think, once again, it's like if I were to draw a caricature of you, that's what they would look like.
I think I'd be insulted.
I was fine. I was fine with it.
Okay.
I guess it was because she was into me. I don't know.
She was. Wow, wow.
Right. She thought it was super groovy. You know?
Super groovy.
Yeah, I was like, when I said she was into me for whatever reason, as I was saying that, I was like, I feel like that. Am I dating myself with that? Pardon the expression.
I think groovy was more dated than she was into me.
Well, I know that's why I decided to just go ahead and flash it all the way back to the 70s.
Let's get it done.
But into me may have been 80s, so I decided to just go back to Brady Bunch with it.
Let's just keep on going. Do people still say groovy? Do people our age say groovy?
I will say groovy from time to time, but to
do you?
But to be silly, you know.
Okay, I mean, you're not like, hey, Matt, I got this new video game, groovy.
It may be sarcastic. It may be sarcastic when I use it. Or groovy.
I don't think I ever say groovy. Yeah. And my kids both said groovy the other day. I'm like, awesome. What are you talking about?
Making a comeback.
Well, we were cooking, and I had some music on. And it was kind of slower music, like a little like acoustic-y, Jack Johnson-y feel, like Dave Matthews. Like it just seemed like nice. And Elliot was like, we need some groovy tunes, okay? We're cooking here. We got to turn it up. And I was like, okay.
That's funny.
Who says groovy?
What were you guys cooking together? Is this the pizza pie or the stromboli?
No, we made taco meat, so it wasn't anything crazy, but they needed something to do. And boring, totally boring. But I gave them jobs to do, and they were happy doing it, and we were singing in the kitchen. So you know what she switched it up to? She went from like the acoustic-y coffee house feel to AJR bang. That's a big favorite in our house.
Not a big hit at coffee shops, I don't think, but
maybe the unplugged version. But yeah. I also, I really like that song. It's sometimes hard to find newer songs that are hip and groovy that you can let your kids listen to.
Groovy tunes for the kids,
right?
So I was gifted. Someone gave me a bunch of taco seasoning, a 12-pack of McCormick's.
That's weird. Somebody gave you.
Yeah, they ordered it. I don't know if they ordered it from Amazon, or it seems like more likely that happens when you order like grocery pickup from a place, where I think he thought he was getting chili, or he thought he was getting something else, and they ended up giving him taco seasoning.
But still, how many did they order that they're gifting other people with taco seasoning?
It was the 12-pack.
Oh my God.
And I happily took it. Happily.
Taco Tuesday.
And I was like, yeah, well, first I looked at the ingredients.
Are you kidding me?
To see if there's anything really scary in there.
It's taco seasoning.
Look, there could have been some kind of weird thing I hadn't heard of in there, some kind of weird preservative.
From McCormick? That's boring.
Huh? That's boring?
I mean, it's not like a random name. McCormick, I feel like, is one of those spice brands that you can trust. It's not going to be like taco seasons with jalapenos. Like, it's McCormick taco season. No?
Well, I don't know.
Well, okay. So you check the ingredients of a taco seasoning pack.
I don't typically.
Continue.
Well, I was curious. What was in there.
I'm sorry. I can feel myself being rude on that one.
Yeah.
I apologize.
This is what the listeners tune in, though, for. This is what they like.
It's a good thing. Never mind.
Yeah, I think they enjoy this. Go on.
Maybe I'm just not a good enough grown-up that I don't look at the ingredients for a taco. I'd be like, yeah, case of taco seasoning. Let's have burritos tonight. Well, let me see what's in this taco packet. Matt Stooks.
Yeah, I wanted to recognize all the ingredients, so what? And I thought maybe I could use it for some non-taco meat-related things. I was like, I wonder if I can pour this over, like, my...
ice cream?
My ice cream. No, like, when I'm cooking up my dinner, if I have, like, mushroom and onion and... my brain is just not functioning. The other things that I have.
The other items of food?
Sauteed vegetables. Yeah, like broccoli. Like I saute up a bunch of vegetables before I mix it with rice or throw it on my steel-cut oats before I throw a bunch of eggs on there. And I was like, maybe I could pour the seasoning on that mix. And I thought I could. But also, I could just mix it with some meat. I don't eat meat very often. Eggs are really the main... I can go a very long time between meat sessions. Yep.
I feel like this is an Office moment where they go, "That's what she said."
Right. I was gonna say back in the day, man, I really got after it, but these days not so much.
That's not big into the meat sessions, you guys. I was going to be serious and talk to you about your eggs, and then you went with meat sessions.
Okay, yeah, I want to talk about eggs. Yeah, so you wanted to talk about eggs? What are you laughing about now?
No, I'm still laughing about your meat session.
My meat sessions.
Maybe I'm just a little punchy today. I apologize.
No, I think this is what the listeners enjoy. Yeah.
So mature. What were we talking about being a grown-up? Okay. So, have you added taco seasoning to your eggs?
No, I have not.
That seems horrible.
I've had the taco seasoning for a week or two now, and I have yet to open it up.
Okay, well, I don't think that sounds like a horrible idea. When you were talking about the things that you could add it to, I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Have you thought about, because they're all in envelopes, right? Or the packets?
Yes. I think they're an ounce a piece, maybe.
Okay. Have you thought about a shaker of sorts? Like putting all the taco mix into one so that you can leisurely sprinkle taco seasoning into what you like?
I haven't thought about doing that, but I definitely thought, okay, I'm not going to use an entire packet at a time.
Right.
Not with the single servings that I make. So
I have added taco seasoning in dips, like in your sour cream, put a little taco seasoning in there. Or you could put some in your ranch and you can have spicy ranch.
Or in my Greek yogurt.
Gross. God, I do not apologize.
You need to excuse yourself.
I know that people like what they like. And I'm sure there are things that I like that you do not. People who say that Greek yogurt is a sour cream substitute, I think you weren't hugged enough as a child. Because you're a big fat liar.
Well, I will say that Greek yogurt is more of a sour cream substitute than sour cream is a Greek yogurt substitute.
Absolutely. Agreed.
How many spoonfuls of sour cream do you think you could eat in a row? Do you think you could put blueberries on there?
I really think I could do more spoonfuls of sour cream than Greek yogurt.
Kate.
Hey, Matt.
Did you have a spooktacular Halloween?
We had a really nice Halloween. We went to my mom's in Topeka, and my brother, who has two kids close to my kid's age, and my older sister and my youngest brother, we were all at my mom's, and we kind of created this Halloween carnival for the kids in the garage, and we had nice weather, and we played cornhole, and we did this punch prize thing, and I made them put their hands in brains and have to find things blindfolded. It was kind of gross.
Oh, yeah. Did you use my cow brain idea?
I did not. Nope.
Okay.
We just did spaghetti.
All right. Well, for anyone who missed it, I told Kate she should do a swerve and, be like, ooh, you're going to put your fingers in brain. And then there'd be kids expecting that they're going to put their fingers in the spaghetti. And then it turns out it's actually going to be brain that belonged to a cow. I thought that would have been a hilarious trick to play.
Joke's on you. Real brains.
Yeah, we're not doing enough tricking of the children.
I mean, I think 2020 is a big enough trick, don't you think?
Nah.
And plus, I don't know if I can handle the smell of real cow brains.
Rub it in. The kids are going to rebound from this a lot better than we are.
You're absolutely right.
We being adults in general, I think. But
we're going to remember the lack of toilet paper. We're going to remember having to stay home, and our kids are going to be like, I went home from school and I never saw my friends again.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say they'll just be robbed of a year of their childhood. Right. But that will be something that they didn't know that they had. Can you really appreciate that it's lost if you never had it? Right.
Well, it'll be a gauge in our lives, I think. What year was that? 2020? Oh, yeah. Never mind. That was 2020. Forget about it. Never happened.
Yeah. It's nice that it had to happen on a nice round number like 2020 to make it even more memorable.
2020. Wah, wah, wah.
I remember flying cars being promised.
Thanks a lot, George Jetson.
It's no, you're going to have to wear cloth masks instead. What happened?
Instead, there's a pandemic. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so did you? Okay, so you didn't use my cow brains idea.
I did not use your cow brains. My mom did get enough spaghetti to feed a small village in Italy, though. So they really had to go elbow deep to find what they were looking for.
Lots of brains. Did you use my razor blade idea? Because I thought maybe you could put razor blades in the punch game. There's a game. It's a game where you punch hole, like it's like a board of holes that you punch through, and then there's a prize on the other side.
Right.
And so I suggested razor blades.
Mm-hmm. But since there's not stranger kids, we know these kids. We decided no razor blades, just fun-sized Snickers.
It's only fun if you're doing it to strangers.
Spiders. Well, we don't care about strangers. We just care about our kids.
You could sanitize the razor blades.
Right? Oh, it's okay. It's not a rusty razor blade. You'll be fine.
Yeah, use those pandemic sanitization skills to do it.
Walk it off. Wipe it on your mask. Yeah. No, we did there was so much sugar. We did a lot of food. A lot of food. And a lot of sugar. So I will say that the drive back yesterday, we had a little bit of cranky people. Myself probably too, but I was just like, hey, we made really good memories yesterday. Let's don't taint the memory by mom losing her boop, 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 boo on the way back. Okay.
So did you do a good job on a recovery day then? Did you have a bunch of liquid IV to flush the candy toxins out of your system? I don't know what I'm saying, but
I know. I'm like, are you assuming I drank a lot for a kid's Halloween party?
No, the candy hangover.
Candy hangover
/ food hangover, sugar hangover.
Is more like what do you call it? Like a Snickers baby.
Yeah, you seem pretty in pretty reasonable shape for someone who gorged themselves on sugar all weekend is my point.
I did. So I probably shouldn't do sugar for like the rest of the week. We'll see how that goes because of all the candy that my kids have brought home with them, though. So now it's still here under our nose. Yeah. And my mom said something. She asked if I was going to bring the candy corn mix. And I said, no, I wasn't going to. She's like, oh, I was really looking forward to it. So I went to Sam's. I got the candy corn. I got the peanuts. I got everything. And I left her. I was going to leave her the big jug of it. And she's like, oh, no. Just leave me a little bag. So I had to take the rest of it with me. So we still have a big jug of the candy corn mix.
Darn.
I know.
Yeah, you actually do want to be freed from its grip on you, right? It's got a control over you.
I do. I think I'm almost at the, like, ma'am, you've already bought your quota of candy corn for all of the year in 30 days. Like, come on.
It'd be funny if they had signs up at the store next to the candy corn like they did next to the toilet paper.
Limit one. Yeah. I'm sure my dentist is like, what the hell are you thinking? Don't buy that much candy corn, girl.
God. Man, I really feel for those people that have to look in other people's mouths.
I know. I think that's really a serious, like, calling. I mean, I don't know. Same thing with podiatrists. Like, who wants to look at feet all day?
Mm-hmm.
And we could go a step further
I don't know.
on looking at things up close and personal that I just never appealed to me. No.
More specific, please. Was the candy haul more or less than in previous years? Or is it hard to tell because you're consuming too much candy on the spot and not enough was in a bag after rounding a neighborhood? Or
a little of both, but our Halloween experiences are very different. We lived nearby a very small town where we would go trick-or-treating. I think I've told you about this before, Matt. We would trick-or-treat in this tiny town where there's just a gas station and a Catholic church. We would hit maybe 10 houses of people that we knew, mostly because of Halloween, but some of them we knew from other, just being nearby. We would go into their homes. They would have full-size candy bars and cans of pop, and the parents always got beers. But you'd hit like 14 houses tops, 14 houses, and your kids couldn't carry their bags because they were so full.
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought if I was going to do a trick-or-treating thing the other night, I thought, okay, if you're going to do this, go all out and go massive with the candy bar size.
Get them the good stuff.
Right, because I assume there are fewer houses in general actually doing it. But ultimately, like I mentioned before, I'm too awkward to have pulled off a socially distant trick-or-treating event. So,
yeah, so we've had to explain to our kids that trick-or-treating in Odin is like no other place in the world. Like, this is the nicest place to trick-or-treat, and it will never be like this where we live now. So we miss those trick-or-treating. So they definitely got a big haul, but there was no like homemade popcorn balls and like 9 cans of pop. And one year we got turnips. One of the guy was like, oh yeah, you guys want some turnips? Okay. Like, it was just so much fun. I didn't eat the turnips, just, so you know.
Okay, what'd you do with them? Or do I not want to know?
No, I think Monty ate them. Yeah. That's when we trick-or-treated at the bar. We went into the bar. They got full-size candy bars. Mom and Dad got beers and turnips.
Right. Now, since your trick-or-treating event for your kids and your siblings' kids and stuff was all people that you knew, I assume there was no really bad candy. You know, like that's one of the thrills of hitting up the neighborhood is seeing which houses give you the peanut drops.
No, peanut butter kisses.
I always call it the wrong thing.
Peanut butter kisses.
Peanut butter kisses, which are the chewy candy that comes in the black and orange wrapper.
It's almost like a taffy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad.
And when you get to the end of your haul and you're like, I guess it's just peanut butter kiss day because you don't have any other candy left.
I just realized a good tip, Kate.
Yeah.
If the candy wrapper sticks to the candy and leaves pieces of itself on the candy, if there's like paper on your candy when you take the wrapper off, it's not good candy.
Oh.
A tip.
I think that's fair.
We're all about common sense tips on this show. It's mostly what this show's about.
You're welcome. The more you know.
Well, I don't like to preemptively say you're welcome to people. I think that's a bit aggressive, but yeah, you're right. You're welcome.
My bad. A little aggressive there.
I will use your welcome on people, though, and it is an aggressive tone.
You do?
Yeah, if you go help somebody with something, like, hey, can you help me with my computer or whatever? Help someone at the office. I don't think anyone at this current office, anyone here now, but you go help them and then they start just really complaining afterward or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, you're welcome. You know, they can't even be bothered to be appreciative for a second.
I feel like I do the passive aggressive you're welcome with my family because I don't do that so much to people I know or strangers.
With your immediate family, you and the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I put dinner on the table, you're welcome. That's not always.
Yeah,
That's
this will help keep you alive. You're welcome.
I know.
Sustenance.
Those clothes that I just folded that you shoved in the back of your closet, you're welcome.
Hey, I tell you what, it's so long as you're wearing clothes, if they're wrinkly, I mean, come on. They're doing their general purpose.
Drives me crazy. But do you ever hold the door for someone and they don't say thank you? I sometimes will do the passive aggressive, you're welcome.
Really? Oh, okay.
I haven't done it in a long time because these are strange times, Matt. You don't know who's going to stab you.
Well, in these economically turbulent times, Kate.
Current times. If
someone comes and asks you for help and then you go and you help them and they're not appreciative of it, saying you're welcome, you know, preemptively, if you're not, you can tell a thank you's not coming, is different than a door hold, because door hold, you've gone out of your way to do something that wasn't asked for.
True. I chose. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, Kate.
I don't know. I also can't be, I hate it when people don't hold the door for you. Like, I'm right behind you. You can't hold the door 2 seconds, so I try really hard not to be the person that lets the door slam behind them. That if there's somebody behind me, I hold it for them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I felt bad before when I sensed someone too late and the door shut. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
And then I'm clearly, we talk about how weird I am around people in public. I can't, maybe on the right day I would, but I'm not going to. Oh, by the way, I didn't sense you when that door was closing. Otherwise, I would have held that for you. I didn't mean to let that close on you.
You were not on my radar.
Right. And then I feel like maybe I'm aging and my peripheral vision is failing or something. Yeah, I don't know.
With your precious eyes.
It's weird in this brain, Kate. Sometimes we go in it too much on this show, probably.
I think that you and I both have our quirks. I think you're in safe company, Matt.
Okay. Thanks, Kate.
I mean,
thanks, Kate.
I hope that you'll remember that next time that you call me out on something that I'm weird about.
Thanks, Kate.
I'll go, hey, Matt, you're welcome.
There we go.
Is that what you're waiting for?
Yeah.
No, but you actually said thanks. So I was like, hey, you're welcome. No big deal.
Well, you're welcome is typically required if you get a thanks, right?
Right, but we were talking about aggressive you're welcomes. And so I didn't want to give you the aggressive.
Well, it's only aggressive if you say you're welcome and there's no thank you that came in the first place.
Okay.
Oh, man, we're learning so much about thank yous and your welcomes today.
Manners with Matt and Kate.
Who would have thought? Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why I did that.
Right. Manners. My nephew's birthday was on Tuesday, and I didn't get or Wednesday. Let me see. What day? Yeah, the calendar. Tuesday. And I did not get the card and money into the post office or the postal service into the postal service until the day before, until Monday. I got it in there on Sunday, but clearly they're not emptying the things on Sunday. And then I remember hearing about the state of the U.S. postal system right now, and I was like, he may get this in time for his next birthday.
It might get there.
Yeah.
I will say that we know that the postal workers do not deliver on Sunday, but they still work on Sundays, don't they?
Yes, I believe so. Well, plus there is mail that does get delivered. Like you can pay a whole bunch of money to do overnight mail for like any day of the week also.
Okay.
Oh, but I got scared the other night, actually, Kate. The mail got delivered like 8 o'clock at night.
Oh.
And at my house, the mail is typically there pretty early in the afternoon. And so it startled me. And then I felt for the postal employee.
No kidding.
Because I have an open floor plan, and so my front door is not that far away from my couch. And then I hear, the noise of the mailbox opening and closing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was kind of spooky, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, so it was dark, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't Halloween night, but it was close enough. It was still spooky, So.
It's on your brain.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep. I get you. Mm-hmm. But that sucks for your delivery.
Yeah, I felt for him. Should leave a Butterfinger out for him or something.
I was going to say, do you ever treat your delivery people?
I have done that before when it's really hot out. I'll put like a little styrofoam cooler. I have one of those, just a small styrofoam cooler that can fit just a few items in it. And I've put water out before.
Yeah.
And I've also heard of putting like hand warmers out, but you're not allowed to give them, like the Postal Service at least, you're not allowed to give them cash or just some kind of gift. But
Correct.
But you can give them some kind of a consumable thing.
You can feed them. Yep. We had the best mail delivery people. We would always, right around Christmas time, we'd leave him stuff in the mailbox to take. And you know what? He'd always write thank you notes.
Oh, that is nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I actually ran into the mail person one day as I was out in the driveway. I was like, hey, if I left water out for you, like ice water, would you take that? And he was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he regularly did. And then one day he didn't take anything, but I noticed there was a spider in there. A spider got into
Don't want it that bad.
Kind of a scary spider got into the deal. I was like, oh, whoops. Sorry about that. It's kind of a spooky spider in there. And it wasn't Halloween.
And it was not.
So it was totally inappropriate.
Totally. Yeah, we usually, like if we were outside and we'd see delivery people, UPS and FedEx, we'd say, if you need a water, we got some. So the garage fridge would always have waters in it so the girls could come run in and grab a water and give it to the delivery people. But I never put a cooler on the front porch. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And I had a note on there for a while. Some political candidate dropped by once, and apparently I wasn't home, and they left their card behind. And they're like, sorry I missed you. Also, thanks for taking care of our delivery people. Because I had a note on there that said, hey, USPS, FedEx, UPS, etc., feel free to take a water.
Except for you, politicians.
Yeah, the politician knew better.
Keep on your trail and don't take my water.
Yeah. He knew that he was delivering a pain in my...
Patootie.
Patootie. See, I don't think I can get away with cute names for behind like you can.
Well, I think you get kind of creative when you've got little people.
Maybe I could say badonkadonk.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's like, all I'm delivering is a pain in the badonkadonk.
I think you should put badonkadonk in your vocabulary for more often. I think you're really, it suits you.
I should work that one in with rode hard and put up wet and...
God.
What else? Knee high to a grasshopper. And what else?
God willing and the creek don't rise.
God willing and the creek don't rise. And what else?
I mean, if you want to get real rural, you could say honky tonk badonkadonk.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to infringe.